All right, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. And the image you see on the screen, I actually made myself with one of those AI computer programs where it will make original images. It was supposed to be 4 superhero costumes, but for some reason only came up with 3, so, that's good enough. But this is a video that I do at least once every month and a half where I have a deal with PGX, and as always, full disclosure, I do not get paid by them. I have no contract signed, so I am under no obligation to say anything other than what I experience. But each month, I've been doing it for over 5 years at this point. I send in 4 books every month. They press them, dry clean them, signature verification if it needs it, pressings and dry cleanings, and they add the grader's notes to the back of the book, which was my suggestion to Daniel Patterson, who listened to me, and now you can have those added onto the back of your PGX slabs if you ever want to use them. And I do this at least, well, when I get them back and when I send books out, to make sure they get some free advertisement, so it's mutually beneficial. But it's also beneficial for you because if you look in the description of this video, if you were to send 10 books or more into PGX and use the code We Love Comics Free Press, they will press one of your comics for free. So depending on the book, you could save at least $20 or more. So that's a good amount in your pocket instead of somebody else's. And also, if you ever wanted to add the greatest notes to the back of your slabs, like I said, I do that all the time. I love having them on the back. That may not be for you. But if it is, if you use the code We Love Comics Graders Notes, it's $5 per slab, and you can have them placed onto the back of your slabs as well. I always show that when I show my books. I tell you basically any significance of these books. I'm really excited about these 4 books, especially one in particular. I'll probably save that one for last if I can help it. I do not know the grades. I always do this live so you can see exactly how they are. There is no editing of videos, no making it so there's favoritism or making it anything happen that wasn't supposed to happen. I am very honest with this kind of video. That's why I always do it live. Timothy says, Chris, thank you so much for your videos. I love them, brother. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. Andrew's here. Connie's here. Good to see you. Trilogies, Comic Centers. And also, I just want to give a shout out to, I'm not going to say the full name, I'm just going to say Laro. They sent me a super chat today, which was really unexpected, and that was nice of them. Those of you may or may not know, we were originally in the path of the Hurricane Ian, because I do live on the west coast of Florida near the Tampa area, and it was supposed to originally, for days it was saying it was going to go right into Tampa, but luckily for us, it in the last minute avoided us. But we did have the storm, no major damage. We did lose power for almost a day, so knock on wood, we were very lucky and fortunate, and my heart goes out to all those who had to deal with this. But that was a nice little super chat, so I want to thank him personally for that. That was really nice of you. Connie, yeah, she just asked about that. Yeah, we lucked out. I was afraid of losing everything. I mean, I could have only taken so many of my comics because we were actually going to go to a hotel in Orlando, which ironically, when we were booking the Orlando hotel, because we had to find one that was pet friendly, originally it was supposed to go over Tampa area and then continue up north. So the ironic part is, if we would have ended up going to the hotel, that's where the path of the storm went. So we would have actually been in the hurricane if we would have went. So it was a really weird situation. It was definitely stressful, but I'm here. My house is still here, thank God. And there weren't many of you that sent messages, but those that did, I mean, some people may not know, some may not care. That's fine. But the people that sent any messages, I want to thank them. Daniel, you're one of them. Mario, that was nice of you to send that super chat. And let's get into this. So I unboxed them live. I do not know the grades. I will tell you what I paid for them, what I predicted the grades were, Keep in mind, when I make my predictions, I always base it on what I think it's going to be after pressing and dry cleaning. One of the many benefits of PGX, whether you use them or not, that's up to you. I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to share my experience. But they are the fastest these days. You'll get them back faster without having to spend extra money for a speedier delivery than some companies, even with spending extra for speedy delivery. I've had people tell me they've been waiting almost a year for some of their comics from some of these businesses. As you see, I get mine back within about 45 days on average. There's going to be a delay in the next one, they said, but only maybe an extra 2 weeks because they said they got a little busy. So they are the fastest without spending any extra money. They have in-house pressings and dry cleanings, so you don't have to worry about shipping them to different departments or different places and, you know, the risk of them getting lost or damaged along the way. They also do in-house signature verification. CGC does not do signature verification. They only do signature witnessing. So if a book's already signed, there's no sense of sending it to CGC. I see people doing it all the time, and they get a green label, and they end up selling them for half of what they're worth, which is good for people like me, because you've seen on many occasions I bought 9.8 CGCs that were signed, but they had a green label because they weren't witnessed. Turned around, sent them the PGX with their in-house signature verifications. They came back the same grades, and they verified the signatures, which made them sell for, or not all of them I've sold, but they made them a lot more valuable than what I paid for them. So it depends on why you're getting your books graded. So if you haven't tried PGX, give them a try. But let's get on the video camera. They gave a big box this time. I think it's because 2 of these are Golden Age books. And one of them in particular, I cannot wait to see what happened, because that book originally was a restored book, but it ended up that the restoring was like amateur color. They did some amateur color touch-up in 2, one bottom corner and one a little bit on the bottom. Looks like the camera froze. Give me a second. Did it freeze? Nope, it's just going really slow. Let me see if there's anything I can delete. Try and speed this up a little bit. Alright, but basically what I did was I took out the areas that were color touched. I basically just ripped them off. So it should actually keep the same grade, but even if it goes a little bit lower, I'm fine with it, because it should be no longer restored. But as you can see, they packaged these really well. Very safe, very secure. So let's see what we got. Okay, this is the front. And the funny part is, and I don't know because I don't know the grade actually could even improve, because when you have a restored book, it does tend to lower the grade. So they also put them in these, they wrap it with this blue cellophane as well. So that keeps them from moving all over the place in the package, in the box. Because that's how a lot of those books I've seen from people crack. And in the 5 years I've been sending these to get graded, knock on wood, not one has ever come back with a damaged case. Alright, let's cut this. So I'm very happy with the way they package them. Everything comes quickly. Alright. There we go. 7 people have already hit the like button. Thank you for that. I always appreciate those that do that. Alright, so we got the back of the books. So I don't know the grades. Very excited. Let's see what we got. Alright, so first one. This is Daredevil number 7. Somebody wanted to buy this from me, but they never got back to me, so I ended up getting it graded. I think I told them at the time I thought it was between a 3 and a 4. This is Daredevil number 7, which of course we know the next episode of She-Hulk, they are going to be having Daredevil in the show. Hopefully they do him justice. I saw the sneak preview of it. I haven't watched the show, but I saw the sneak preview, and, you know, from that little sneak preview, fingers crossed, looks decent. Let's see what they do. But Daredevil's going to go up because, you know, he is going to get his own TV show and everything in the MCU, and I'm sure eventually he'll end up in the movies. And people are very excited about that. As a matter of fact, most people, I'm sure, or a lot of people anyway, are watching the She-Hulk show just to see Daredevil. Like I said, I'm not watching it, but if you watch it, that's great. I do not remember what I paid for this one. It did not have a price on it. So it could have been one that I got with my eBay bucks, because usually if there's an eBay buck, I don't end up writing the price. Oh, wow. Life is good. Dude, that's too much. You shouldn't have to do something like that. Life is Good just did a $100 super chat. And that's actually the most I've ever gotten from somebody. Dude, that's... If you ended up typing an extra 0 by mistake, let me know and I will refund the difference. Because I don't want you to, you know, send something that you can't afford or something. But if that is a mistake, please let me know. But if that isn't, dude, that's incredible. Thank you for that. He says, for the most underrated comic guy on YouTube. I appreciate that. And yeah, it's been rough. I had people basically years ago destroy my channel and my reputation. But those of you stuck with me know that, I mean, you could watch my videos all the way back from like 2017, where I've been telling people about all these books that are going up. Which, by the way, one of them was Wolverine 88. I made a video years ago saying, get that book, because I knew it was going to be a matter of time before Wolverine and Daredevil met in the MCU, and look how much that one's going up now. So, Life is Good. That is incredible. Thank you so much for that. But again, if you ended up writing an extra 0 by mistake and you wanted it to be $10, please let me know, and I will immediately, I'll make sure it gets refunded to you. But if you did that, that's incredible. Thank you, man. Much love to you. It's been an interesting road, but I thank all of you that are sticking with me, because, you know, you may not like me all the time, you may not like what I have to say, you may not agree with my stance on things, but at least you know I am genuine, sincere, and speaking from the heart. Whether you agree with what I say or not, that's up to you. I don't force an agenda on anyone. Everybody has the right to live their own life and enjoy what they like, what they want. So, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Alright, so let's get back into this. I'm just blown away by that. I don't remember what I paid for it. I predicted about a 3.0 to a 4.0 off-white to white pages. Usually when I sell a book, I'm pretty spot on. I like to be very sincere about what I believe the book to be. But, you know, I'm not a professional grader. But let's see what we start out with. Survey says, what do we got? 4.5. So there you go. 0.5 better than what I predicted. So the person that could have bought this from me would have been very happy to know it was higher than what I said. Because normally when I am thinking of a grade when I sell a book, I try and do it a little bit under. Because I would rather be wrong and it be higher than it wrong and be lower. In other words, like if I said this is a 4.5 and they sent it in to get graded and came back a 2, they'd be pretty upset and I'd feel bad. So, again, when I decide what I think the grades are, I base on what I think the pressing will be. But here's something I did not know, and it shows they are on track on this. Off-white to white pages, which is what I said. A page missing does not affect the story. So, I guess one with the with advertisements is missing. I missed that. You know, that's hard sometimes because honestly, I don't count the pages. I just go through it. So, because I didn't see any missing story, I must have missed that. But, first appearance of Daredevil's red costume. So, it is a 4.5. There is a page missing that does not affect the story. So, maybe it's good after all. I didn't sell it because I didn't know about that. And again, I would have felt bad if somebody bought it. So, maybe they lucked out with not getting back to me on that one. So, but that's okay. I'm sure I paid under $100 for this book, so 4.5, even with that, still going to be a profit for me if I ever decide to sell it. Let's go over the graders' notes. As you can see, They center it now. They've done that for a while. This was my idea to them. Use the code We Love Comics Greatest Notes, and they're $5 a piece if you want them added to the back of your slabs. But let's see. The Greatest Notes say edge chip on front cover, which is right there. That I knew. So right there, it's about a little bit less than the size of my finger. Multiple crease and stress lines along the spine. That's to be expected for a Silver Age book because, you know, people back in the days actually used to read them. Moderate cover, edge, and spine wear. And some water stains, which I do not even see. I don't know where the water stains are. I guess that's a good thing if you can't see them. That means it's not anything major. I mean, I don't see any wrinkles in the book. Might be something inside the book a little bit. Okay. No, that's the artwork. I honestly can't see any water stains. So, to me, that's a good sign. But hey, you know, I'm still not going to complain about that book. I always buy them pretty cheap. I always tell people, wait for deals, ask for deals. You know, if you're looking for a book, unless it's mega rare, you know, there's always going to be more copies that you can get. So sometimes you just got to pass one by if it goes higher than what you thought it was going to be. And you'll find them. It's just a matter of time. All right. Next one. Okay, this is Tales to Astonish number 44. I have 2 copies of this book. I sent one in last month. I don't remember what the grade was. But this one I paid $269 for. I predicted about a 3.0 to a 4.0 with off-white pages. This, of course, is the first appearance of the Wasp. You know, Ant-Man and the Wasp are going to be in their next movie. So the time to get these books graded is before movies come out. And let's see what I got as far as the grade for this one. I predicted 3.0 to a 4.0 with off-white pages. We got... All right, so there we go, 4.0. Very happy with that. Cream to off-white pages. I said off-white, so I was off a little bit. Pressing did a really good job on this book. And, of course, it's Origin and the first appearance of the Wasp. Death of Vernon Van Dyne. I don't know who that is, but overall looks pretty good. Let's go over the greatest notes. Slight oxidation. I've never heard of that on this before, but that's cool. That's something new. Multiple stress lines along the spine. Again, that's to be expected. And a lot of times when I buy a book, if there's going to be any damage at all, I would prefer it to be on the edge or on the spine because you can't really see it as much, especially when they're encapsulated. Moderate cover, edge, and spine wear. Some mold and water stains. This one I do see a little bit on the back. Nothing major, but you can see there is some that I knew. Several edge tears. So 4.0, still very happy with that. As you can see, the cover presents very well. I'm not even going to try and attempt to pronounce his name, but I think he said I can call him Greg. He says, I've been looking for a Wolverine number 145, the Nabisco mail-out variant, sweet book, super rare, but prices are crazy. There's always deals out there. Keep at it, never give up, and you'll be shocked. I've had many times where I've shown many a deal. Alright, this is one of the Golden Age books. I hope this is the Superman one first. The Action Comics. It is? Okay. So this is a lower grade, but like I always say, low grade is better than no grade. This is one where CGC made a mistake. This is Action Comics number 27. For the longest time, CGC was saying that Action Comics 28 was the first time Lois Lane ever appeared on the cover of a Superman book. Well, I actually read this book. I'm not going to look at the grade. Well, where is she? Okay, right here. Okay? If you have this book, well, first of all, congratulations. But if you have this book, you can open it up and you'll see that woman right there that looks exactly the same with the same yellow dress is referred to by Clark Kent or Superman, I don't remember because it's been a while, as Lois Lane. So that is actually the first appearance of Lois Lane. I wish it was the first appearance of Lois Lane, but the first cover appearance of Lois Lane. So again, it's Action Comics number 27, not number 28. So this is definitely a key book. I mean, definitely not going to be as valuable as the first appearance of Lois Lane, obviously, but that's still a significance. I only paid $183 for this book. It is a lower grade, but this is back before people knew that this was her first appearance. I just like collecting Golden Age books because there's just something different about them. Now, it's got a lot of stains and dirt on the back and everything. I predicted this is about a 1.8 to a 2.5 creamed off-white pages. But I'm very happy with this, regardless of what it'll be, especially for that price that I paid for it. Survey says, what does that say? 1.8. So there you go. It's on the lower end of what I predicted, but considering I'm not going to complain about that. They did write extensive tape on the cover. Obviously, you could see that. Now, this is where it's got some like mold kind of stuff or dirt. I'm not sure what it is. But again, Golden Age book. This was in 1940. And they did mention right here, first Lois Lane cover. So there you go. This is definitely a significant book. I bought it before anybody knew. I didn't know it at the time, but I actually opened up the book and read it. And I saw this, and I'm like, that is Lois Lane on the cover. Not issue number 28. So those of you who have Action Comics 28, that is not the first cover appearance of Lois Lane. This is the book. So this is a very significant book, even in low grade. I have no idea what this book is worth, even at a 1.8. But, again, for the price I paid, what did I pay? $183 for this book. I am not going to complain. Tan to off-white. I said cream to off-white. So that's pretty much pretty close. Jerry Siegel cover. This was in August of 1940. Now, even though it does have tape, that's not considered restoration. Especially back in those days, people didn't tape them to try and improve them. They just taped them so they wouldn't fall apart. So they will mention it, obviously. But Blue Label, 1.8, first cover appearance of Lois Lane. Very early Action Comics book. Matter of fact, I think this is my earliest Action Comics issue. Very happy with that. Alright, so last but not least, I don't know the grade yet, but here was the original slab when I sent it in about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. It was a 3.0, and it had restoration. It had amateur, slight, minor, color touch on the front cover. Now, I'll show it to you, but like I said, it was just somebody took a red magic marker and filled in two little spots, one on the corner edge in the middle and a little bit on the bottom. Just literally maybe a 1/16 of an inch. So I literally just tore it off. So it should not technically be restored anymore. But we're going to find out. So this is Batman number 59, which is the first appearance of Deathstroke, where he looks like a magician. He doesn't look like the character that he is today. I predicted about a 2.5 to a 3.0. Again, with it no longer being restored, if that's the case, this book could even grade a little bit higher. I wouldn't say more than 0.5 higher. But I paid $355. This book was really interesting. I originally bought this book for $600. Then when I got it, I noticed it had 3 staples, which the seller did not tell me about. So when I confronted the seller, they told me they didn't know. Whether they did or not, I'm not even going to get into. But they gave me half my money back and said, you can keep the book and I'll refund half the money. Which I thought, even for that would be fine because I'll just remove those extra staples and I won't have to worry about it. So then when I sent this in originally to get graded, it came back the restoration. And then I realized over the years I wanted to get this one regraded because it was such a simple thing. I'm not going to look yet, but right here, see that little spot right there where I tore it off? That had some red and a little bit along the bottom. So it didn't destroy the book at all. As you can see, it looks pretty darn good. But to me, that's the best kind of restoration, especially if you can see it. So $355, it originally was a 3.0 restored. I predicted about a 2.5 to a 3.0. Of course, it should keep the same off-white to white pages. Let's see what we got. All right, so 2.5, so it did go down. I'm perfectly fine with that, and it is no longer restored. So there you go. It went down 0.5, but it is no longer restored. Now, of course, it does say tape along the spine in the interior cover, which it originally said in this one. So very happy with that. And it actually has a Joker from the Future appearance. I wonder if they put that in the first one. Let me see. They actually didn't mention that. Oh, and it's not the first appearance of Deathstroke. It's the first appearance of Deadshot. I get those two confused. But it's a first appearance of Deadshot, Floyd Lawton, Batman in the Future cover and story, Joker from the Future appearance. It's funny. I have about maybe 5 or 6 Batman Golden Age comics, maybe a little bit more. Every single one of them has a Joker story. So I always lucked out with that. But it actually did not mention the Joker story in this original 3.0. So, again, very fair, very happy with the grade. I kind of had a feeling it was going to go down a little bit, but it is no longer restored. So, to have Batman number 59, which came out in 1950, for $355, basically $360 because I pay for the shipping to get it mailed, and with the 4 books, it averages out to about $5 a piece. To have this book go from a 3.0 restored to a 2.5 unrestored, I'm incredibly happy with this. So it does say on the back of the graders notes, multiple stress lines along the spine. Again, I mean, obviously a book that old, multiple people read this book. So again, if I'm going to have damage, I'd rather have it on the back. Moderate cover, edge, and spine wear, multiple chips. Again, expected. Back looks pretty darn good. For a 2.5, this has got some very good coloring, and it looks good. As you can see, still got the coupon, no writing on it. So, right here, and actually I forgot, there was a little bit here and a little bit here that had basically some red magic marker. Once I looked, it was very easy to see. I just tore it off, and now it is no longer restored. So, I don't know if you'd do that. That's up to you. I would rather have a lower grade, unrestored book. And again, if you're going to have any kind of restoration to a book, that is the best restoration. So if you ever see a book that says amateur color touch, a lot of times, especially if it's along the edge, some kid probably just fills it in with a magic marker or a pen. Now, if it's all over the place, you know, you're not going to do that. But the amount that I had to take off to just get it down only 0.5 of a grade and have it unrestored, I'm incredibly happy about that. So no complaints with going down with the grade. And it does say cream to white pages. The last time was cream to off-white. So you look at between white and off-white. Depends on the person who graded the book. You know, somebody might be colorblind and everything, so I'm not really worried about that if you think about it. So those are the 4 books. Some very significant books. Really happy about that. I'm going to be proud to have that displayed. I don't even know, again, how much that's worth. I'm going to have to look it up, but it's definitely, I have a feeling it's worth more than what I paid for it. So very happy with that. Again, let me know what you think. 26 people watched this, 15 people liked it, so almost half of you were kind enough to hit the like button. Is it Shoup for Comics says, just got 16 books back today from PGX, great slabs, and they did pretty good on my predictions. If you have a video, post a link in the comment section, and I will allow that, and I will check out your video if you have a video, because I love watching unboxing videos. So if you do, post it, and I'll allow it in the comment section so other people can check it out as well. So those are the books. Thank you so much. Let me know what you thought about those. Again, I'm very happy with these overall. It does pay to look at your comics. Even if something like a CGC said that Action Comics 28 was actually the first cover appearance of Lois Lane, sometimes it's good to actually look in a book just to make sure. Because, you know, sometimes people assume, sometimes people make mistakes, and you could find the gem that you didn't even know existed. So I was very happy to find that out. I was one of the people that did notify CGC when that happened. I don't know if I'm the cause of it being changed, but sometimes you get a good break. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to the 18 people that hit the like button. Again, thank you for that super chat. That is the most I've gotten ever, and that is just amazing. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you guys, I never expect those kind of things, but I always appreciate them. So if you ever wanted to join my Patreon, I think I make about $2.89 a month on my Patreon. The link is in the description. And next video will come out soon. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you to the well wishes about the storm. Much love to you all. And hopefully one day I'll get back into doing some more routines. It's just been an emotional roller coaster in the past year and a half. So thank you for bearing with me. I really appreciate it. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on these comics that you saw tonight. So overall, incredibly happy. And as usual, I'm pretty spot on with the grades. So I'm actually pretty good at it, but not good enough to do it professionally. I guess maybe I'm just good at my own books. So thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. And do not forget, it is not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Check out some of my other videos, because I have videos that I made 3-4 years ago predicting books that are still not at their peak yet. I mean, I was so ahead of the curve that I have not been able to make a video in about a year and a half about what books to buy, because I already did them like 3-4 years before anybody else did, because I knew where Hollywood was going and I could see the writing on the wall. So there are still videos that I did 3-4 years ago that still talk about books that are still on their way up. Go check them out. I don't want to make videos just to make them. I want it to be something that could be beneficial to you. And that's another reason why I do this live, so you can see there's no doctoring of the videos, no trying to misrepresent what's going on, either positively or negatively, no trying to do shady videos and trickery. I just say, here it is, this is my experience, try it if you want. So if you want to try PGX, go in the link in the description of this video. Again, if you use the comic, if you send 10 comics in or more with PGX and use the code WeLoveComics Free Press, they will press one of them for free. And I want to thank all of you for coming to watch my video. Usually I don't make them this late, but hey, as they say, better late than never. Thanks again, guys. I'm rambling at this point, so have a great night, and I'll see you next time.